Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and this is Small Stuff Big Family. Today I am doing a DIY challenge with the amazing Heidi Sonboul. Every single month Heidi does a challenge where you can be a part of it. So this is my first time joining her along with some amazing other creators. I have seen some really creative and wonderful pieces that have come out of these playlist that she puts together with all the different creators doing all these DIY challenges along with her. Haley from Farmer and the Southern Belle is the first person that kind of introduced me to this. I've sat there and watched her for like month after month after month participate in these, and I keep thinking like, I really want to do this. Like, I can be creative, I can do DIYs, I like doing DIYs. A lot of our home is decorated with DIYs. So why not? So this is my first time and I would appreciate it if you guys all go to Heidi's channel and give her some love and tell her that I sent you, as well as check out the other amazing ladies in this DIY playlist. If you like doing DIYs, definitely check out Heidi's video for this challenge because she always posts and announces the rules and how to participate, as well as the theme and the date and time that the next challenge is going to be. So I'm so excited to watch hers as well and know what to expect for the month of October. So for this video I created 3 different DIYs. They're all very cheap from Dollar Tree. Every single thing is less than $5, or I should say $5 or less. I hope that you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. It helps channels like mine to grow. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get into it. First, we're going to make the little witch's cauldron. I'm calling it candle holder. So you're going to take one of these glass containers from the Dollar Tree and use hot glue to just place some kind of long, stringy, creepy looking spots all around the sides of the vase. You don't really have to have any rhyme or reason to this. You can make it as neat or as messy as you want to. I got this idea when I made the Harry Potter wands for my son's Harry Potter themed birthday. Very similar technique to that to make these vases. Once you like the way that the hot glue looks, you just pull off the little strings and clean it up a little bit. You take it outside, is my personal preference. Use a piece of cardboard. I could not have used a smaller piece of cardboard. I don't know why I didn't pick a bigger cardboard piece, but anyway, my grass got a little bit of color to it. You just use the spray paint to give it a good coat on the outside. You can spray the inside if you want to, at least like towards I would recommend spraying at least towards like the upper portion of it. Don't worry about getting it down in the bottom, but at least kind of around the inside top part of it. So I'm just using this like silver colored, and then I'm going over with some flat black paint. Another good color combination would be like a bronze rose gold color with some black over it. Any type of color combo that looks kind of creepy and Halloweeny. All you do next is take a tea light candle and put it in the bottom of it, light it up, and then it's gonna glow really, really beautifully. It looks creepy and cool. I just love the way that this turned out. Next, we're going to put together this spooky black wreath. I believe I ended up using 2 packs of these clothespins that you can pick up from Dollar Tree, just $1 a pack. It's very, very affordable. And then I'm just going to lay all of those out on my same cardboard and spray all of these down with the flat black paint. Now, when it comes to spray painting these clothespins, the more coated that you want them, it's just a personal preference. I didn't mind if some of the wood was showing through, but of course the more coats and the more times you turn these over and coat each side, the blacker it's going to look. But I kind of liked it with that little bit of like worn rustic look by having a little bit, just little hints of the wood showing through. Personal preference, so choose to do this part however you like to. You can also use different colors if you don't like the all black look. You could do traditional, like some black with some white and some orange clothespins, really feel free to make this your own. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take the piece of the wreath form. Now, Dollar Tree did not have like the traditional wire wreath form. That's what I was really looking for with this. I think that would have given the wreath a little bit more structure. All I could find though were these 3D wreath forms. So I just took one of the circles that came in that and I just placed all of the clothespins all the way around. Once you have all the clothespins on there, you just want to make sure that some are going in different directions. So what I'm doing here is I'm laying it down flat against the dishwasher. You can definitely like hot glue these into place if you really want them to stick, but I just felt like that would look really messy and kind of weigh this down even more than it already is. It's a very heavy piece with all those clothespins on it, so just be aware of that. So I did not glue these into place. I just kind of made it to where the clothespins were sticking out different directions. And then I took this bow that you get from Dollar Tree. It comes with like a almost like a bread tie type little tie on the back of it. So I just adhered it to the wreath using those little bread tie pieces. And then this part is another place where you can feel free to add to or embellish as you like. My personal preference was I like to keep it simple with just a few of these little pieces off of this white, I don't even know what type of floral pick this is, but it came from Dollar Tree. And so I just liked the way that that looked. I thought it was very simple and classic, and it kind of gave it like an edgy look with the floral pieces mixed with like the harsh lines of the black clothespins. So I just cut those off. You've got to use like some pretty tough heavy duty shears to get those floral pieces apart. They will not come apart with scissors, just FYI. And then I'm just hot gluing those in place. You can definitely add more to this if you like, the more floral pieces to this. Like I said, just to really make it your own and get creative, but this is the way that I preferred it, just nice and simple. And once I get everything glued into place, this is what the wreath turned out like. I'm really, really happy with this. I think it's really creepy and spooky and edgy, but like pretty at the same time, Now, this last piece I think is probably my least favorite in how it turned out, but it was the most enjoyable for me to do. There's something really relaxing about painting. So what I did was I took this leftover piece that I had from Valentine's Day decor. I had actually picked up a couple extra of these boards. They make them usually for each holiday. I think they have one right now that says Beware, that's the same shape if you don't already have one like in your crafting stash. But I had this on hand, so I'm just going to be painting on the back of it. I'm not worried about what the back side of it looks like. It's going to be hanging up against my wall, so I just leave the back as is, and I'm just using I'm leaving the front as is rather, and I'm just using the back to create my painting. So I just use the acrylic black paint that I got from Dollar Tree and give it one really good coat all over the back. I am not a professional painter. This is like the first in a very long time that I've even attempted to paint anything. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this. Then I'm going to take this white acrylic paint that I got from Walmart. I'm almost out of it. I pretty much used the rest of what I had on hand for this project. And then these 5 wooden ghost ornaments that came from Dollar Tree. So I actually painted the first one before I pressed record. So one was already done. Now I will give you a warning that I end up only using 3 of these, but I wasn't sure exactly my vision. I just started like painting and kind of got the ideas, let the ideas come to me as I started picking up the paintbrushes, really. So it's really therapeutic for me to work like that. I don't know about you guys, but even if you're not, I am not an artist. I have absolutely like no artistic history, background, education whatsoever, but it's just kind of fun and relaxing for me once in a while. So after I have the ghosts painted white, I'm going to create like a gray color by using some of the white mixed with some of the black. I'm just going to mix it up right here on my trash bag, really professional. But you know what? Whatever works. So once I get this gray color mixed together, I'm going to start creating like a cemetery, some little headstones. And I just worked around with different shapes and just played around with it. So again, this is definitely one of those types of DIYs where you can get as creative as you want to be. While I'm working on the little headstones, I wanted to take a minute and tell you guys about something really exciting that I decided to do for the month of October. The last week of October, I'm going to be calling Halloween on my channel. Now, I know that there are other YouTubers that have done a Halloween type of content, and there's like Vlogtober. There's all different types of ideas that YouTube creators come up with. What I'm going to be doing for my Halloween on this channel, though, is a few different things. We are going to the Limp Mansion, which is a haunted, I guess, mansion, hotel / restaurant is what it is now, but they also do ghost tours and talk about the history of the mansion and how it is supposedly haunted. That's here in St. Louis, Missouri, where I am from, and so I'm super excited. I actually have never been there, and a YouTube mom friend and I, her name is Pixie Canaday, and then my best friend Caitlin, she was the maid of honor in my husband and I's wedding a couple of years ago. Anyway, we're going to be going, and I'm super, super excited. And the other place that we're going to is my husband and I are going to go to the Missouri State Penitentiary. We're also going to be traveling to Colorado in October and going to the Stanley Hotel and doing the ghost tour, night tour at the Stanley Hotel as well. I am really excited to go there and experience all three of those places, get some footage, take some hopefully really cool and creepy photos, and be able to share those experiences with you guys the last week of October. The other two videos for my Halloween are going to be going to the Harvest Festival, which is like the Halloween themed festival in Silver Dollar City. We're going to take all 5 of the kids there. And then we also have a big annual Halloween party, which I mentioned in my video yesterday. So you'll get to see everything that we do for our Halloween party, including our pumpkin patch. Our pumpkins are growing in so nicely, you guys. I cannot wait to see how all of that turns out. So stay tuned. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on some of the really fun content that we've got coming up very soon on this channel. So the next thing that I did is I mixed some brown in with that gray to give it kind of a really creepy, like dingy looking color of brown. And then I'm going to paint around the tombstones and give it make it look like they're on a little hill. So this definitely would have been easier to do, I think, if I would have done the brown first and then let that dry and then done the gray tombstones over it. But, you know, like I said, I didn't really have much of a plan other than I knew I wanted some kind of like spooky ghost painting. So this was definitely like a learn as you go type of thing. If you want to, I would suggest doing like the hill first and then painting the tombstones after that's already dry. I also did not wait for my tombstones to dry, so this got a little bit messy at times, but I just did my best, and I really think that it ended up turning out just fine. Once you've got your hillside filled in, then I took some the brown and then I mixed it with the black and got like a deeper brown color to make some just like the grassy elements really stand out, like kind of around the tombstone, just to kind of make it look like old and overgrown. Again, I am not a professional artist, and I wish that I had a smaller brush. This is the smallest brush that I had, and the brush strokes were still like way too thick to be the little thin little grassy wisps that I was hoping for, but I still think it turned out really cute. And then this part, you guys, happened by total accident. Like I said, I wasn't sure how many ghosts I was going to use. I tried to squeeze too many on there, ended up getting some white paint on the black. And so I ended up just turning this into a moon, this larger splash of white paint. And then I went in and filled in the other smaller little piece of white paint that you see there. That's the really nice thing about working with paint, is that anything is fixable, especially when it's this acrylic paint. It's really easy to work with. The next thing I'm going to do is the way I'm going to adhere the ghosts. So I took these little like Velcro pieces. I thought that this would give it just a little bit of like a 3-dimensional type of look and let those ghosts like pop off of the board just a little bit. So I adhere both of the pieces to the little ghost, and then that way I can stick it very easily onto the board. So I'm just going to attach all three of those like that, and here is the final look. I think it turned out super cute, and you can see how the ghosts just stand off a little bit from the painting. It's hard to tell on camera, but it looks really cute in person. And then I decided that some of my little tombstones needed some writing. Again, I wish I had a smaller brush, or even like a chalk paint pen or something like that would work so much easier, but I was just using what I had. So I just took a pencil and dipped it into my white acrylic paint, and I painted the little RIP. And then I don't know about you guys, but I feel like 2020 is, pretty much the year from hell. And so I felt it appropriate to have 2020 painted on its own tombstone as well. And here it is. This is the way that I decided to go ahead and leave it. Again, if you had like smaller writing utensils, you could get really creative with the sayings on your tombstones. And then to hang this, I'm just using a simple piece of twine to attach to the little holes that were already in the board. And there you have it, my final easy Halloween DIY project. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up because it helps channels like mine to grow. And don't forget to subscribe so that you'll see us again next time. I hope that you have an amazing day, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.